give the best of who you are to your child.
Once your own mind and you become friends, you're gonna play the game very well.
What kind of a parent would you like to be?
A lot of youngsters and everyone, they don't like parenting.
We are embracing the challenge. Is it easy? No.
Thank you, Lizzy, for joining today's episode 2 of the Modern Resilience. This is the first time I'm meeting you, so pleasure to meet you. I heard a lot of really good things about you, about what you do and how resilient you are from Dilshan, because I know you guys been working together for a long period of time. But anyway, thank you very much for joining us. Before I started, just to give a bit of a context to whoever watching this, we are filming this in 3 different time zones. I just let my time zone, it's 6:21 a.m. in the morning, which is in Australian Central Standard Time. How about you, Dilshan?
It's like 6:51 a.m. here in Brisbane time.
How about you, Lizzy?
For me, it's 1:51 p.m.
In California, is it?
on a Tuesday.
On Tuesday, all right. We are in 2 different days now. Oh, that's
Yep.
crazy. How's things in California? Is it hot or is it cold? Or
The fall is finally here. Yeah, you're seeing all the leaves all over and it's getting, cool. It's cooling down. Yeah, we're loving it, getting ready for the winter.
I'm a bit jealous, to be honest,
What-
because it's snowing in Darwin, actually. I'm just putting my heater up. No, I'm just joking. It's very hot.
Oh,
35 degrees every single day, so...
It's very hot. Like the place where I live, it's like 45 degrees and 42 sometimes right now.
Oh, wow.
It's
Okay.
very hot.
We are the victims of global warming, so anyway. So, jokes apart, Lizzy, tell me about yourself. Who's Lizzy?
That's a great question. First, thank you for having me on, right? Thank you for the opportunity. It's great to meet you. Who is Lizzy? That's a great question. You know what? First and foremost, I'm a proud mom of 5, right? This is something that I was never really proud of. If you were to ask me this even maybe just not too long ago, I'll be hiding behind it. So yes, I am a mother of 5. I am a coach. This is something that I truly enjoy doing. I love supporting people, guiding them, being part of their transformation. I'm finding that I'm a storyteller too, something that I didn't know I really loved, and I'm exploring it. And I am, I would say, a reconnection visionary. I truly believe that it's too late to reconnect either with yourself, with your kids, with your family, with your purpose. So that's pretty much me.
Okay, I'll just ask a question. So what's like been your turning point that made you start your business as a coach?
What was a turning point? That's a great question. I would say, generally speaking, I was fairly successful at work, right? I was in leadership. I had some goals I wanted to achieve, and I was climbing up the ladder fairly wonderfully, I would say. It got to the point that I realized, no matter what I have, and I had everything pretty much I wanted, but I was really unhappy inside. And it got to the point that I started looking within, did some personal development work, trying to figure out what is that? No matter what I have, I'm just unhappy. And I realized that I am running away from myself, running away from my family, from my kids. I was out and about all the time. I was always busy working and just not connected. And it was painful. Honestly, it was very painful realizing it because my kids were here and didn't really have a mom that was either physically or emotionally connected to them. And once I realized that, I figured, you know what, let's pause for a second and see. I have everything at work, but pretty fairly at home. So fast forward, I decided to look into some resources. And one of them was really figuring the parenting part out. I joined the programs that really transformed my life along with the high performance coaching. I think these 2 programs together really transformed me in ways that I never could have imagined. And every day is an opportunity for me to learn, to grow, to reconnect with myself, with my kids, with others, really on a deeper level. And once I realized how profound it is, I was like, you know what? I would love to help other parents, other leaders, people who would really love to look within and take themselves to the next level and understand that it is really never too late. For 16 years, I was on autopilot. And here I am today. You know what? It's been a journey, but it's been so rewarding to see that I find myself with all this, and I'm thankful and grateful for it. So, to answer your question, yes, it's been a realization that yes, we can turn around. Even if we think it's too late, no, it's never. Just, it takes the courage, obviously, and the willingness to do the hard work. And here I am trying my best to support other leaders, parents, caregivers to do the same.
Can I ask you a question? Lizzie, so inspiring when you hear that. And also, I did a bit of a, backstroke about your LinkedIn before I turn on to the podcast. I saw you got and you said, when you saying about yourself, you said you got a 16 years of autopilot. And I saw you got a extensive, very big, you worked in so many different places in hospitality, isn't it? You want to
Yeah,
tell a bit about your experience? Where are you coming from? What's your background? Because I saw you worked in different countries. I heard
yeah,
from Bilshan that you based in USA, but I saw you worked in Middle East, in Europe, isn't it? So
yeah.
where are you coming? What's your background? And because when you tell all about these experiences, what comes to what people are gonna think like, oh, where she's coming from? What's her background?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think in one sentence, first, I would start saying that it just shows how much love I have for people, right? Hospitality is all about people, right?
Yeah.
And in fact, I started back in my own country, back in Israel, as a travel agent. My love for travel. I was adventurous. I love helping people. I'm like, okay, let's see. It started as a summer job, right? Let's see where it takes me.
How old were you?
I was 20.
Start from 20 then. I'm not gonna ask your age, but yeah.
Yeah, I was 20 years old when I first started. Having in mind, again, it's a summer job. Let's explore. Let's see what it is. Once I really got into it, I got so connected to my clients and really was able to develop so many skills, and I just fell in love with that. And I stayed there, and I obviously became, I helped groups going into United States and really lots of families. I was working with airlines on some contracts and stuff. It was really fascinating for me. I enjoyed it a lot. Then we moved to United States, and I still stayed in the hospitality, but in a different aspect of it, which was more on the food and beverage aspect. So I worked at catering with events, lots of different angles of it. I absolutely loved it. It was hard work. We worked 24/7 because we were so successful, and it was amazing though, even with the fact that my English was fairly broken, I was still able to connect with people on such a deep level. People would come to the store every week just for that chat. I didn't even realize. Now that I look back, it was so great to have that opportunity to learn about people, to just listen to them, right? After 6 years in Missouri, we decided to leave because we were no longer part of the religion, and we started all over in California. In California, it was a whole restart, right? Like, what am I doing now? My English wasn't as great, and I still wanted to stay in the hospitality, so I decided to go into hotels management. But I started very in the bottom, cleaning rooms and doing all those operations that,
Yeah.
hard work. Yeah, up until not too long ago, I've been in hospitality. So, yeah, it was a really great journey for me to meet so many amazing people from all over the world. Enjoy welcoming them and listening to them and helping. So, yeah.
I think we found a common ground, right? Because we all three of us have a connection to hospitality. So, just to give you a bit of a thought, list, I was in hospitality. I studied accounting and hospitality as well, and also
Mm,
I was working as a chef for 5 years. Just to
I
give a
love it.
bit of a context, so we are in the same ground. Even
Hey.
Dilshan got a bit of a connection to hospitality as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Always.
all know the grind in hospitality, how much we love to serve people and how much hate we getting and love
Yeah.
we getting.
Like when you say like autopilot, like everyone right now it's on autopilot. What does it take to like make that transition easy? Because autopilot means doom scrolling. Autopilot means like having no intention in their life. Autopilot means just going on. There's no purpose, no clarity on where they need to go. How did you make that transition?
Yeah, that transition wasn't easy. It takes a lot of courage, I would say, to really be willing to look from within because for me, autopilot was a lot of survival. I mean, just try and imagine, right? 5 kids. I'm trying to make a
Mhm.
living. I kept hiding behind the work, behind all the physical stuff that I just had to do to take care of the family so that I don't need to look into the purpose. But also, perhaps it's important to mention that growing up, it was everything was pretty much set for me because it was such an extreme religion. Entire purpose is to be a good mom. Your entire purpose is to bring as many kids as you possibly can and to be a good wife. And that's all you need and to worship God, right? And when we left the religion, I was just somebody, right? Who am I? So it was a little too hard for me to look into it. And so I just kept on walking, kept on doing my day to day. I started actually realizing, you know what, maybe there is something bigger than myself here. I did it with some help. Let me tell you, because it was a little too much for me to start even thinking about it. Again, because purpose wasn't something that was part of my lexicon, or even asking who am I was way too intimidating. So I got some help, from a coach who really helped me asking those questions and facing them head on. Like, who are you? What do you actually value in your life? What do you want your legacy to be? What's important for you? What would you like your kids to talk about you when they grow up or where you're no longer here? I'm getting chill just from thinking about it because I remember that day when I faced it, I was, emotionally broken because I never thought of actually needing to answer those questions. They were so far away. They weren't something that I even thought of. And so getting out of that survival and being intentional was a transformation. It didn't happen one day, but I knew that it's the right thing for me to do. I know that whatever I've been doing is just now working. I am miserable. I am having everything, but inside there is absolutely no happiness. And so, yeah, I kept on going even with all that hardness. And I'm so glad that I did because once you have that clarity, for me, it ties into the energy, right? It's like I feel so energized to wake up every single day knowing that I am aligned. I am connected to myself on such a deeper level. And if tomorrow is my last day, I'm trying not to think of all the past, but at least today I know that I'm trying my absolute best to show up the way I believe I should. Yeah.
Yeah. Every single day you are given a 24-hour mission. Now, how well you perform at that day, that dictates your future exactly. What do you have to say about that?
Lizzie, when you say about you didn't had a purpose and you were thinking about everything miserable, all this and that, when you tell about it, I feel like, all right, is she talking about myself? I felt for a moment, I felt something, the same thing. I think everyone feel the same, right? In some stage of their life. I think, when did you start feeling that? I mean, like, when was your turning point? I'm just very curious because I'm just trying to connect the dots here, trying to see, or even I got the same feeling. I know most of the people got the same feeling. Feel like what I'm doing, I feel miserable. I don't have a purpose to wake up. You know what I mean? Like those kind of like negative but also empty emotions. When was the turning point and how that gonna work? How did that turn out?
Yeah. Frankly, I attended a conference, was a personal development conference.
Yes, networking.
And you know what? I was that lady that at the end of first day, when everybody was ready to wrap up, the speaker was saying some words of affirmation. I was crying my ass off. It was like a bump to my head, to my heart. And I remember not being able to even process it. It was so deep. I knew that evening, you're talking just to me. Something isn't working here, and I better take actions. This is my opportunity to really pause for a second and take ownership of my life. I'm so grateful for that conference because he hit me from so many different angles, from leadership, from parenthood, from so many different things that I told myself, you know what? That's it. Yeah. And it was a 3 day conference. And I can tell you that the second day and the third day, the more I listened to those speakers, the more aligned I became, the more energized I became. And I came back home and it was so crystal clear for me. You know what? I can do better than what I've been doing right now. My kids are here needing me. I'm a leader here. I better be their role model. And the fact that I am successful at work gives me nothing if I am a failure at home and I am unable to show up at home just like I show up at work, because this was something for me that for some reason was so easy in a sense to show up at my best at work. But when I came home, it just wasn't as easy for me. So I wanted to
Mhm.
look from within and do that work and take myself to the next level.
Oh, that's pretty inspiring, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's the thing. But basically, what she's
Uh-huh.
saying, like, you reach that point of disgust, and that is the breaking point exactly. And then you have to decide that if I don't make a decision now, nothing's gonna change. This is the life I'm gonna be living for the rest of my life. But once you hit that point, your own mind is gonna be like, you either do something about it or you remain the same. And the worst feeling in the world is staying the same.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a big.
I got series of questions which is coming into my mind when you say all these kind of things. I'll try to dump as little as possible with the time we got. So, Lizzie, one more question. So, how much of hard work you need to put it on to take the leap? Sweet spot, what's that 80-20 balance you need to find out? I feel the same thing. Let's say, for example, I feel miserable, I feel this, I feel like, all right, I need to take this leap. But as a parent who has 5 kids, which is very impressive because it's a big risk, right? If you lose your job, you're going to lose the money you give into the family. I crank up the whole financial system within the family, and there's a big pressure. Even though you go home, you're still a mom, so you need to work out that one too. How much of effort and what's the leap? Where is it? How to find the sweet spot to get that leap?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I had to overcome a lot of anxiety, right? I
Mhm.
had lots of fear. I mean, I am going to leave a job and I have 5 kids to feed. That was not an easy decision to do. However, I was so crystal clear on who I am and what's important to me. It made it a little easier. For me, I was trying to really find that sweet spot because once I figured that this is not working for me, I understood that I better start acting because my alignment was extremely important to me. And I also realized that my kids, every day I am not connected, every day that I am not aligned, I'm not only affecting myself, but I'm affecting my family, my kids, the entire thing. I think for me, it's really having that, again, it goes back to that courage of knowing what's important to you, and you understand that it's a do or die. I can keep on walking, I can keep on bringing money, but what am I missing while I am having that money coming into my bank? Yes, I'm able to provide, but am I able to show up to my kids the way I'm hoping for? And if not, what is the action I'm going to do so that we can make it work together? Listen, it's been a journey. It's not an easy decision, right? Especially when you have 5 kids. But again, for me, when it is so clear, I am ready to take or do whatever is needed so that I can make it work. Easy?
What I
No. But
know.
facing that truth and confront that truth, what was needed for me to decide, and also mental mindset. It's going to be a journey. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take time. I've done it a few times in my life, right? Different ways. But once you understand that it's a journey, let's enjoy it. The why behind it is so important, right? Because once you are clear on that, you shut off all the noise and you just laser focused on your mission.
Hard work is the goal, right? Well, Lizzie, I was just asking, like, what do you think when you think about high performance and like this parenting thing? As what's like the biggest misconception like people have about high performance?
First, to my opinion, lots of people, when they hear high performance, they think peak performance. And it takes a lot of education to really, in a sense, maybe explain what we are after, right? This is under the umbrella of life coaching, but it is so much more than that, right? We're looking into your mindset. We're looking into so many aspects of your life, and we're here to work and make sure you maintain it. And it is such a profound way to really take ourselves to the next level. So many people are afraid to start looking from within, and because let's face it, is it easy? It takes work. It takes, again, courage. It takes a willingness to face it and say, you know what, it's uncomfortable, but I am here to take ownership of my life and take myself to the next level. I'm here to tell whoever is listening, high performance coaching, regardless of where you are, is going to take you, you're going to thank yourself so much that you invested in it. Look into it, do some research, understand how profound it is and how people talk about it. We see as coaches the transformation. I can speak for myself as an individual who went through that coaching, and for somebody who actually helped others. It is amazing to see how people transform, how people have so many breakthroughs. It's worth it so much. You know what I mean? It really is. It's whoever is ready to reconnect to themselves and do that hard work and have somebody who is a professional guiding you through it. You are not alone in all this. We're here to help you see yourself from different angles. So,
Thank
yeah, it is definitely a profound coaching. When it gets to parenting, with parenting, there is so much, misconceptions. In my opinion, parenthood has a lot of similarities to leadership. We as parents are the role models. We are the leaders. So many of us don't realize how much power we have in really shaping our kids' childhood and really having them experience the best child possible, right? It takes a lot of work. Let's face it, parenthood is probably the hardest job in the world, and yet we are least prepared for it. We are on the clock 24/7 almost. We've been watched by our kids. We need to show up all the time, but I feel like you don't need to be perfect in order for you to be present, in order for you to really provide the best you possibly can to your children. And once you realize it, that everything is within you as a leader, once you are okay looking into your communications, your leadership, you want to learn about different things. You know, there are so many tools, so many concepts, so many frameworks that we can provide parents to really take themselves to the next level. And the ripple effect of that, I cannot even tell you. I am so proud to say out loud, yes, I am the one who decided to break all those generational patterns. You know, my childhood, my upbringing wasn't the best, to say the least. But I decided to take that ownership and say, you know what? I have the power to say no more, and let's try differently. Let's see what we can get out of it. Because I'm thinking not only about my kids, but from generations to come. People don't realize that when our upbringing is not the best, it's not only that we are affected, our children's and more to come are.
That hits. Yep, I like that. So what do you have for me?
I would say, in terms of parenting, Lizzie, I need to go a bit more deep, to be honest, because the reason we actually, myself and Ilchan was talking about you is that we were talking, all right, like you said, there are a lot of misconceptions in parenting. You might be wondering why I'm talking about parenting for a guy who just random person who just broke up to a meeting for the first time, just talking about parenting for a person who got 5 kids. I'm just telling you, in this podcast we got three different of audiences at the moment. So Lizzie, you are a person who got 5 kids, and I'm going to be a parent soon, so I'm
Ooh,
in that category. Dilshan never even thought of parenting yet, so we got three different audiences. So at the moment I'm in a journey of becoming a parent, not yet a parent, in a couple of months time. But
wow.
anyway, as soon as I get to know, I mean, like, I'm in the same mindset. I want to make a leap, and I'm working towards that at the moment. Learning new skills, I'm testing out new different things. I'm trying to build my system around it, and so what I realized after I heard the news that I'm going to be a parent soon is that I got stressed, to be honest, because around the society there's a misconception says that when you become a parent, you need to dedicate, like you said, you need to dedicate 24/7, and you don't have time to find your passion. You need to dedicate for your kids. Is that true? Or because I was worried and anxious for the first few weeks and first couple of months, thinking that, all right, I'm having this kind of vision. How am I going to put into place and how am I going to work it? If I'm going to have a kid, because time is limited, you everyone in the world got 24 hours. How are you going to manage that tricky balance? Because I might have to work for like 12, 15 hours building my whole business or my career, and also I need to have time to spend time with my family. How are you going to find that tricky balance? And it's a big myth at the moment, and that's the reason a lot of people, in a lot of youngsters and everyone, they don't like parenting.
Yeah,
I heard the news in Australia, I think recently, on in one of the newspapers, saying the newborn population is reducing. People don't
yeah.
like to take risks. What it takes to be a parent as well as an entrepreneur and find that tricky balance. Any tips for me, and any misconception you want to finish it
Yeah.
off?
That's a great question and congratulations. It's so exciting.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm actually trying to learn from you. Please help me.
absolutely. First, you get, I think, the best part of it is you get to give from yourself to others, right?
Mhm.
And that misconception, let me tell you now, I am an entrepreneur, right? I'm working. It's not a matter of me. I'm not a stay home mom. I don't think I'll ever be. I love working. I love giving for myself.
Mhm.
But I love giving for myself to my kids too. Now, when we say parenting, this doesn't mean that you need to be with them 24/7, right? We always say people don't realize that even dedicating 20 minutes every day to be with your child connect you both so much to the levels that you don't even realize, because that bond of you being 100% present, The quality time that you're giving your children is so much more than just being next to them and not even with your phone or doing laundry or doing dishes or stuff, right? My perception, my philosophy to parenting is be intentional. Understand that you are here as a leader to provide, to guide, to be present as much as you possibly can. What we teach in parenting is so much about the brain science, about the nervous system, about the attachment, about emotional intelligence, right? About playing with your children, about anger, about so much more than that. But it's really us understanding who we are, what our kids needs from us, and we don't need to be perfect in order to be good parents. We need to be present. The intention needs to be good. And we are here to learn every day and try our best. And if we did a mistake, we can reflect in the mirror at the end of the day, forgive ourselves, and always say, we have another opportunity tomorrow, right?
Nice one.
Just
Yeah.
like leadership. In leadership, you're not here to force yourself on others. You're here to collaborate. You're here to make things work. I'm a true believer that regardless of your children's age, they have needs, they have a voice. We need to respect them, right? And once we come with that mindset of, I'm here to guide you, I'm here to support you, even if I'm here with you only 2 hours a day or 3 hours a day, whatever it is, I am fully invested in you because you are important to me, right? Nobody is here to tell you, leave your jobs. If you can, by all means, please, good for you. That's amazing. I'm hoping that one day I'll be able to really be with my children 24/7, right? I just don't think necessarily that this is what our kids need, because they need to go to school. They need to be outside. They need to explore the world, right? But
Yeah.
we are role models to be there for them as much as we possibly can and provide them with the tools while they see that we are walking, we are caring for them. You know what I mean? So it's really having that mindset and the tools and the understanding of what parenting really is.
Stay with intention. You want to elaborate that more? Because I want to go a bit deep on that. I'm like, don't they feel like they're missing us? Because I know as a kid, when I was a kid, my parents were my heroes when I was a kid. When your parents are, because nowadays everyone's busy and either husband or the wife, they're both working in this world at this context. So don't they feel like there's a bit of a fear of missing out or fear of losing them, or they feel like anxious? What do you think? Or they don't care as kids?
Listen, it's a tricky spot, right? But don't forget
Yeah.
also that we as parents many times tell ourselves stories also, right?
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. When you come home, how excited are you to see your kids? Are you truly genuinely excited and show your kids, oh my God, I missed you this entire day. Now it's you and me time. That's all we are doing. Yes, I've been out the entire day and I am intentional here to be present with you and only you. My phone is aside, my laptop is aside, everything is aside because I am 100% curious to hear all about you. And this is how you build connections, right? And when I say intentional, I mean the opposite of being reactive, right? Really being able to pause for a second when something triggers us, close our eyes and decide, you know what? How is my best self going to approach this? You know what I mean? Is it easy? No. But when we have it in our mindset, when we actually take the time to understand how we show up really as parents and how we want to be perceived by our children, it just opens ourselves up to that awareness and to the willingness to do our best. And again, we're all human beings. Nobody is perfect. But guess what? When we do a mistake, when we do raise our voice, when we do yell, the best thing to do, in my opinion, is to approach a child and say, you know what? I want to apologize. I wasn't at my best when I did it. I do it all the time. I think beside the fact that it's good for me, it's modeling to my kids, you know what? Nobody's perfect, but when we take ownership and we say, you know what, this is not how I wanted to come across. I'm so sorry. I was hungry. I was tired. It's not an excuse, but I'm here to take ownership for it. And I promise I'm going to do better next time. And that models to our kids that even with us being imperfect, and there is always tomorrow to give our best and show up as much as we possibly can.
How do you like teach your kids like about resilience? Like how would you get
Mm,
because you got
yeah,
a role
Because
model.
anyway, end of the day, you're trying to be, make the better version more than you. That's my vision is as
And
well.
I
I hope
know, here's
it
another thing I
tackles
know,
the same.
these kids are very smart. I mean, like next level smart it seems. So, how would you teach who's like actually smart? Like, bro, I'm talking like Elon Musk level smart. That kind of smart, kids. So,
Just to,
how would
just to
you?
give some context, Dilshan, Lizzy is from Israel. That means you are a Jewish, isn't it, Lizzy?
yeah, yep.
Yes, very
Jewish
smart.
are they are the most intelligent people on the earth.
Yeah,
That's in their genes, I reckon. Highly achieved entrepreneurs are Jewish.
yeah, yeah. Will we be posting all this? Will be actually the person who actually created Facebook. He's Jewish as well.
After 10 years of time, maybe this piece of episode might be a bit of a gold, and this may be in a different place.
Yeah. So how would you teach them this? Like they are very smart, but right now with this world that we are living, they can easily be distracted and they can go out of their zone completely. So what would you do as a parent, or like what a parent could do to make sure that resilience is instilled in them, no matter how far they go in life? How would you address that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great question. I think this, for me, is on a day to day, right? First of all, my kids are involved in what I'm doing, right? They know that I left that corporate America. They know that I'm building my business. And I really take the time to intentionally talk about it. Even when we go to a gymnastic class, right? We are embracing the challenge. We are facing those moments even when we do homework. Is it easy? No, but we're stretching ourselves. It takes practice. That's all we need to do. We have a goal. Okay, so let's stick to the goal. It's just those moments throughout the day that you really take the time to give them that mindset. Life is not easy, but if you are willing to stick to the plan, if you are willing to keep asking the why, to stay curious, to be adventurous, the
Stay
sky is
true.
the limit. Every here and there, I'll push them. I'll ask them those questions, right? And really, it brings up such beautiful conversation. And I'm talking to you from 8 years old to 17 years old, right? Many times we have fixed mindset. We think we label ourselves. We think that we are incapable or can't do this or that. But by us showing up every day, talk about it, share stories of things that we did, share stories about other people, about what they have done in their lives, right? I am one of those who really try hitting it from different angles and showing my kids, you know what? We don't always have to play by the book, but what we know, we don't have to stay in the comfort zone. We can jump into the deep end of the pool because this is where all our dreams are buried, right? If we stay in the shallow in our comfort zone, we're not going to find a lot there. But if we're willing to really get out, even if we're fearful a little bit, and I'm here with you to give you my hand and walk with you there, it's beautiful. It really is beautiful to see how their mind is opening up when they see that I am with them. I am on their side. Not only what I didn't know, but what I have tried, right? I'm trying to give them for my 2 cents of wisdom. So in hopes that it takes them to the next level a little faster.
And you see that, Praveen, Machi, with that resilience part, she small doses of resilience given with
Mhm.
intention throughout the day in that 24-hour mission. Same thing. So when you give it consistently, they all compound in the end. That's what's happening. That's very powerful what you shared.
When I was a kid, I remember my parents always frightened when I take a bit of a challenge because they love us so much. They think like, all right, what if this kid falls down? What if he break his arm or something? You know what I mean? Like those kind of, because they love us so much, right? That's the reason. And indirectly, you saying they're not helping us to open up our minds, right?
Yeah.
Is that
And
correct?
yeah, and failure is part of the process, right? If we
Mm.
don't fail, we're not gonna move forward. We are exploring. This world has so much to offer. Let's just try and look around us. Let's get out of the closet, right? Well, some of us just lock ourselves inside the closet trying to be safe. Let's go out and explore, right? What's the worst gonna happen? It's not gonna work. It's not easy though, right? Sometimes it's easier said than done, but I feel like, especially with our kids, really, again, every day something, just a little bit. And also by demonstrating ourselves. That's why I share with them what I've been doing, what's working, what's not. It's part of the process. We're enjoying it. It's beautiful.
So good.
So,
So it was a very big information dump to me.
so can I ask, like, what was the scariest part of you, like, starting your coaching business journey? How did that go?
And also, Lacey, to be honest, I don't have much idea about what you do as a coach. Can you give some bit of a understanding as well? What you do as a coach? What you helping? What you do? Why and how?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first question was, what was the scariest thing? One of them, I would say, like so many others, the imposter syndrome, right? Who am I to help others? And I'm imperfect. I didn't do a great job, with my kids for so many years. Yes, I do have the tools, but what if I don't know how to take this or how to approach that? It's so much of it is in our head, right? Because we have the tools, we have the concepts. I've been trained on it, right? Am I perfect? No, but I keep evolving. Every day is a school day for me. So it's okay to say, you know what? I don't know. It's okay to embrace that imperfection and come in with that mindset that I'm not here to fix anyone. I'm here to help and guide and give for my knowledge.
Mhm.
So what really helped me is thinking about that specific person that is a little bit behind me, that is still trying to figure out things that I was able to. And understanding that, again, I don't need to be perfect. We're all evolving. If I can only help that person because I was desperate for somebody to help me and I was willing to do anything it takes, I was so miserable. By me reminding myself of where I was back then, it keeps on motivating me. You know what? So many people out there just are desperate for help. Just go and do it. So easy to overcome? No. I would lie if I wouldn't say that sometimes it pops up, but now I know to recognize it and shut it off. So it takes work, it takes sometimes conditioning yourself, and knowing that you're good enough, that there are so many people that I can help when the intention of being of service to others is truly there. The sky is the limit. I genuinely wanting to help others to get out of where they are right now if they feel like they really need some help reconnecting with themselves, with their children. They want to take themselves to the next level. I'm here to give you the best I possibly can. I'll leave the judgment out of the door because who am I to judge others after so many years of not being there, right? So that mindset and be curious about others really help me when those doubts, scared moment come up. Now to the second question, what I actually do. So as we said, I am certified on high performance coaching and I'm also a parenting coach. So just because those two together helped me so much, I try and mix them both together. So when somebody comes and say, you know what, I need some help, my recommendation is to start with a high performance first, right? Because let's first work on you. Let's reconnect yourself to you, understand what your clarity, how is your energy, where are you productivity wise, what is your mindset. When you are really getting to the point that you feel like, okay, I'm crystal clear, I have control over my life, now let's look and take all that into your parenting. But this doesn't necessarily mean that I don't offer these two separately, right? Because many times I work with people that didn't have a great childhood, but now they want to be parents, but they're on the fence. Do I even want to do this? Right? So we might want to look into the parenting and try, in a sense, reparent themselves, you know? And many times it's people who just looking for that high performance life coaches who want to take themselves to the next level. They might be parents, they may not. So there is no right or wrong here. Whatever works for you works for me. I'm here to guide you. I'm here to support you. Let's walk that path together.
It's powerful. Boy, did you know, like, before when Lizzie and we were like doing the coaching thing together, and I asked, like, what do you fear? She was like, I'm fear of success. That's what Lizzie told. And then in that moment, fear of success, that's exact opposite of what people have, right? People are like, I'm
Yeah.
fear of failure and all these things. But she had fear of success. And that's exactly what she got. So what happened was she posted her first reel for the first time. That blew up. And
Oh.
she had like 250 followers. Overnight, it went up to like 6K followers
Yeah.
on her Facebook. So when she made that first attempt, I'm going to put myself out there. I'm not going to hesitate. I'm just going to do it. She took that first step. She didn't care, but that thing was always holding her back. You know, that's the thing that exactly happened that made her. People started like commenting and doing all this to her first post because she showed her true self.
It's true. I was willing to be vulnerable, show up to the world. It was genuine. I just wanted to offer people some hope.
Mhm.
And you know what? Even if you feel like you messed up so much, it's never too late. And people really resonated with that. And yes, I was really fearful. I can tell you that I had lots of doubts before I posted it. And once I posted it, I went straight to the bathroom to throw up. It was hard. You know what I mean? My body was shaking because of so much fear.
Can you say there's imposter syndrome? Is that the reason?
I wouldn't say necessarily the imposter syndrome. It may have been that fear of success, but also fear of judgment.
Hey, bro,
Right.
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
what happens because we are
yeah,
all going through it, but we are not speaking out loud like what's actually going in our minds. But the more we hide ourselves in behind the curtain, be like, nah, I don't want to share my shit, I don't want to do my thing, then the person that is struggling can't be like, oh shit, he did it. Oh, she did it.
Mm.
She's been doing
yeah,
it. She's doing it. But the more you hide away, more you play small, then no one around you benefits from it. No
Mhm.
one.
And also nowadays, like social media is a very powerful tool, right? Being in the industry, I know that, yeah, it's a very powerful and it's a free to air and you don't need to worry. Show up and I feel like everyone got something to talk.
yeah,
Exactly.
Everyone is specialized in some area, right?
yeah. And I cannot even tell you how many people reached out to me and told me that I am inspiring them to do the same. They
Mm.
see me doing it, and I'm like, you know what? Who would have thought that? That's so amazing. If I could be an inspiration for you and you feel like sharing your purpose, your story, by all means, that's a win for me.
Mhm.
So it keeps giving me that, in a sense, kind of a validation. Yes, you're doing the right thing. Keep on going. You're not only serving, the world and saying the truth, but also helping others get brave and do the same thing. So
Mhm. But
feels good.
How
Lizzie, if you didn't post your video on that day, I would say we're not going to have this conversation as well. So we never know who's Lizzy Batat is because she's
100%.
living in the other side of the world. We are in this corner of the world and we don't know each other.
Yep. Yep.
Because of that story, we had that conversation. I was able to tell Praveen about who you are, and you're like, "Oh, damn, that's just the interview her, bro." That's what he said. Because you broke through a limiting belief in our own mind. But Lizzie,
Mhm.
like, how do those limitations pop up in our head? Like the fear of failure, the fear of success, we have the fear of judgment. How do you think this comes into our mind?
I mean, if you think about it, I learned about it lately, that we have about 50,000 thoughts a day, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
We tell ourselves stories all day long, not even realizing it, right? And those pop up in the background there all the time. But when we decide to take control of them, you know, and try and look at them in a sense, a bit of externally, and say, you know what? I hear you. I know where you're coming from. Get out. You're not here to control me. I am the driver, not you. Is it
Mm,
easy to do? No. But they're coming from so many times from beliefs, so many times from the way we grew up, so many times from things that people told us. And we all know how all those beliefs, in some point just become us. And this is a stories that we just believe now. But when we understand and we dig into it, this is where coaching come into place, right? Where it's so powerful when somebody externally comes and tells you, but what if? But what about? And ask you those questions, and you realize and deep into, and you realize, you know what? Maybe it is not true. Maybe it's not even serving me. Let's look into it. What if I shut it off and I tried something different? We find so many amazing things that if we weren't willing to really look into them and say, you know what? Thank you for coming by, but no, get out because you don't belong here. And I decide to take control of my life. We wouldn't be, so many of us wouldn't be where we are today, right?
couldn't crossing. Have you guys
Yeah.
heard the story of the frog and the scorpion? Have you guys heard about that story? No?
No,
No.
no.
Okay, every
What's that?
leader needs to know about this story. So a frog and a scorpion comes near a river. And it wants the scorpion also wants to cross the river, and the frog also wants to cross the river. Back basically. So then the frog comes there, and the scorpion comes there, and the scorpion is like, "Mr. Frog, can you help me pass this river because I can't swim?" Then the frog looked at him. He was like, "No, why would I do that? If I do that, you would sting me and I'll die and I'll drown." The scorpion was like, "Why would I do that? If I sting you while I'm crossing, then we both would sink. I wouldn't do that." Then he was like, "Okay, okay, that makes sense." And the frog decided to take the scorpion from here to the other side of the river. During their journey, the obvious thing happened. The scorpion stung the frog. So what did happen there? Then he was like, "Now why did you do that? Now we are all both gonna drown." Then the scorpion was like, "Because I am a scorpion." That's the thing.
Mm,
Biggest
I
thing.
like,
So we cannot let negative influences, anything come our way at all. We have to be really careful of that, and we need to tame our minds and be aware, and we need to listen to our own thoughts and self-coach our way through the process. Or it might
yeah,
be coaching, like getting some new information in our own minds and cross the rivers someday.
yeah,
Otherwise, we are going to be in the other side forever,
Mhm.
and then we die. We don't get to
yeah,
play at our full speed.
absolutely. And many times it helps to talk to ourselves as a third person,
Exactly.
you know, treat it as something externally and talk to yourself. And it just separate that, that it's within you and you treat it in a sense of something else. For me, it's working a lot for me, but it's a tactic that anybody can try and use.
So you said talk to yourself? I
In,
didn't get that point.
yeah, instead of trying to just talk to myself as I'm talking to myself, I talk to it like I say my name.
That's you, Lizzie. You should be doing more, Lizzie. That's the thing in your mind telling you. That's the other person. So, but here's the thing: once your own mind and you become one, become friends, oh, you're gonna play the game very well. But it comes from you being in alignment with every single thing that you do every day.
Yeah, because so many times we are in our way. Let's face it.
And also, what I realized after thinking about, because thanks to Dilshan, he's the guy who put me on that route for the thinking about the mindset and everything. What I realized is that there's no such a thing called negative in this world. We are the ones who's creating negative things, because anxiety, negative thoughts, they are like factory defaults which happen in our brain. Even if you take a mobile phone, there are a lot of uses from a mobile phone, and also there are some downfalls. Like when we start the podcast, we didn't have storage, those kind of things. I think anxiety, negative thoughts, those kind of things are like faults in our brain after the evolution and everything. So it comes anyway, but world is not actual negative. We are the ones who's manifesting it as a
Yeah.
negative thing.
Our brain has that tendency to really kind of delay, in a sense, of all those negative thoughts, because it kind of tells us, hey, there's a problem there that needs to be
Mm.
addressed. When it gets to positive, we don't really spend as much time, if you think about it. We like tell ourselves all those stories because we feel threatened, because we feel in danger. But once we decide, as Dishan said, to take that control and be friends with our mind and be the driver, the sky's the limit. It's so true.
And also one more thing, if I see something, let's say for example, if I see a lion, I always decide whether it's gonna bite me or chase me from my past experience, from the information we had in our brain, we process it and figure out, all right, that's a lion. Run. Otherwise it's gonna chase you and eat it. I think we always decide everything from our past experience and whatever we heard and whatever the information in our brain. If we need to think in a different way, like we said, all right, forget about the negativities, everything. We need to pretty much rewire our whole mindset, right?
It's rewiring and conditioning. I feel like when we have a goal in mind, it's so much easier to stay focused. When we know what we want, we're becoming laser focused on that mission, and everything that comes by. Is it easy? No. But we have the ability to condition ourselves to that level we never thought possible. Because again, it's so many times us just in our way. And when we are able to let go of all that negativity and really be ourselves, authentic to
Mm.
ourselves, stick to the plan, all that noise just go away, and we're able to just proceed and achieve our goals. As simple as that.
So, what would you advice be to a parent, let's say, and gonna be a future entrepreneur who's still hiding behind the curtains? What's your one piece of advice that you would give to this person?
Yeah. So first, really think with yourself. What kind of a parent would you like to be? How do you like to show up? What's important to you, right? What do you value in that parenthood? How can you become more intentional on a day to day? And again, it'll be wonderful if you can spend 24/7 with your children, right? But to many of us, it's just impossible. But during that time that you have, how can you show up and make yourself as present as possible to really give the best of who you are to your child, right? How can you think from your child perspective? How can you become your child advocate? How can you provide the best you can every single day, having that end in mind? What if I have only one day left on this earth to be with this child? How would I show up then? Now, it's very easy to be hard on ourselves. So having that end in mind is not here to make it harder on ourselves, but to help us be clear what's important to us.
Mm.
Because if I was here and somebody told me or somebody else that we have 30 more days to be on this earth, how different our life is going to be, right? And if so, why not do it today? Why do we need, there are so many parents, right, that get sick and all of a sudden change everything and becomes the best parents with their children? Why do we need to wait till we know that there is a limit, right? Because nobody knows when our last day is going to be anyways. Treat it like it's today. So if tomorrow is your last day, would you be happy with your exit? This is the way I look at it. Important to mention. I'm saying it today, but I hasn't always been like that. In a sense, I have reborn in a sense. And I feel like once you realize how powerful it is to really be intentional and show up every single day at your best, or at least try, the game has changed.
Can I ask you one more question, Lizzie? Not one more
Absolutely.
question, might have a couple, but still, time is kicking as well. But anyway, so with the taking the leap, and there are a couple of misconceptions as well, and I want to clear my head as well. I would say you are the best person to ask them. I'm being a parent in a couple of months, and let's say, for example, I'm in a situation I want to take the leap, and also I'm becoming a parent. There are so many misconceptions in the say, like, and also misconceptions, and also fear, doubt and fear in your head saying, all right, if I be a parent, if we take a leap, it's a big risk. Revolutioning from full-time job for a full-time entrepreneur, there's a hard work you need to put it on. There's a lot of work you need to put it on, a lot of hard work, grind. And also in the same time, you becoming a parent, you're going to lose that opportunity. And there's a big opportunity cost. How you get tackled it? And also a lot of people say, all right, in terms of financial, you need to have at least 6 months worth of savings just in order to take the leap. Otherwise, don't take it. If you make a mistake, everyone's in hunger, you can't provide. Those kind of things, right? It actually make me anxious, and also things like, all right, maybe I'll take a bit of step back, do the same thing, and come back later. How do you want me to tackle this? I'm pretty sure a lot of people have the same kind of problem at the
She's the
moment.
best person. Actually, she actually quit her job to make this
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
happen.
yeah. How did you do it? If I was you, how are you gonna handle this?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first question, I think one of the ways to really look at it is look at your values. What do you value? And from those values, try and come up with those boundaries, right? Let's say, just an example. Every day you decide that you are going to try and be home by 6 p.m., by 6:30 p.m., right? You want to have family time together. And you're going to try and stick to that plan because it's so easy to, especially when we're self-employed, to just keep on walking, right? To just say, just one more thing, one more thing. But when we know what's really important to us, even if it's so extremely hard, we're going to stick to the plan. For me, for example, I can tell you that I walk many times early in the morning when my kids are still sleeping. I wake up at 3:30 a.m. in the morning, for example. I walk for 2 hours and then I go to the gym and I show up when they are all awake, right? Or I walk when they're sleeping. Now, are there no days that, sometimes I do need to do here and there? Yes, they are, but the intention is to be as present as possible with them and try and find those opportunities to do things when they're not around, or try and walk with your partner, right? Maybe
Mhm.
this is what worked for you, this is what worked for me. How can we make it work for all of us, right? To show up, to do our best. Now, with a newborn baby, obviously it's hard in the beginning. So embrace it. Sometimes you need to have some help, external help to come, especially if you are just starting. I'm not sure where you are, but I remember when I gave birth to my twin girls, they're now 8 years old, I had to bring external help to help me. I figured, you know what? I cannot do it all by myself. If this is not an option, what can I sacrifice? What do I value? What are my boundaries? Are those reasonable? And if so, let's try and stick to the plan. And always remember that, when there are newborns, it's hard. It takes a lot of effort, physically and emotionally, especially with
Mhm.
your first one. It's you figuring out how to make it work for everyone, right? And you have a baby, you're trying to learn it all, and it just not always as easy. But having that intention in mind and remembering I'm choosing to be a parent. I'm choosing to give my best while running my business. Is it going to look perfect? Absolutely not. But I'm embracing it. I'm on a journey. You know what I mean? Now, the second question was for me, I can tell you that money used to be such a huge fear, right? I
Mm,
wanted to be safe, to have everything in my bank account, knowing what's happening.
mm,
But then when I realized again what my purpose, having that money doesn't give me the happiness,
yeah.
I decided to go that route, having in mind that it's not going to be easy, it's going to take time, right? Now, I also have in mind that I am responsible, for the finance here. And if things needs to be shifted until I am up and running, I'm willing to do whatever it takes,
Yes.
right? And so having that mindset gives me some peace, knowing that I am on a journey. I'm trying my best. This is my purpose. But if I do need to do a part-time job until I am ready and set and go, by all means, I'll do it because I am responsible. I'm not just going with the flow because it's what works for me. I do have some 5 kids to feed, you know?
Yeah.
So it's always, being again that intention of, okay, and be really organized. Know what you need. What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to take off that list, especially when it gets to finances, right? It's so easy, especially when we don't have kids yet, to be
Mm-hmm.
a little more linear. But we have a child, you have somebody else that you gotta feed. You better be a little bit more organized. Know your numbers, plan ahead, set some goals, understand where you are, communicate with your partner, and really try your best. This is the best you can do, right? This is my 2 cents, I would say.
That's a great piece of advice, isn't it?
Yeah.
And also, I would say setting up the goals also play a big part, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So
Abs-
you know where you go.
yeah, you have the roadmap. You're not just not like a butterfly, hanging around trying to figure yourself out, right? Now you know that you have a child. You're gonna be responsible, not for you, only for yourself and your partner, but for the child too.
I
Powerful.
reckon Dilshan, make sure to record the whole thing and watch it again once you get married.
Yeah. That's right. Really powerful. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. I would say that's all the questions I had. What about you, Praveen? Is there anything else?
I can
Yeah.
ask you questions for the whole day, Lizzie, but time
Yeah.
is ticking. But Lizzie, you added so much value to this conversation, and we are glad that we recorded this to
Yeah.
watch to someone else. Because me personally, I learned a lot within this. It's 1 hour and 20 minutes gone. We learn a lot. I learn a lot, to be honest. I'm very grateful for the day, and it's start of the day, so I'll be very happy throughout the day. So, and also, is there anything you want to add? What's the last piece of advice you want to add to anyone who wants to take a leap and who wants to change their mindset, who wants to be a better person, who wants to be an entrepreneur, who wants to shift that mental doubt?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I think I started with that, and I'll maybe also end with that because it's so powerful. I feel like so many of us feel like we missed the train and it's too late.
Mm,
And the age and the kids and this and that. And it's so easy sometimes to get into the victimhood mindset, right? But I'm here to tell you it really is never too late to reconnect again, either to yourself, either to your children, to your family, to your purpose. And really, those small moments of intention that you choose every single day to take yourself from where you are to where you want to be are those are that going to take you to the next level. Have a big dream, but start with small steps.
right.
And I feel like so many of us don't realize how much power we have because everything is in ourselves.
Yeah,
We
we are the
just need
creator.
to think, to get out of our comfort zone, face that difficulties sometimes. Life is not easy, let's face it. So many of us choose to stay in the comfort zone. But once you're willing to get out of that comfort zone, to really color outside the lines and be creative, be adventurous, embrace those challenges and difficulties, really the sky is the limit. And I wanted also to say thank you, for the opportunity to really speak about and share about my passions, because I truly believe that we can all, take ourselves to the next level if we choose, only if we decide that we have that power, and we decide that we are the drivers, we are the one that have that control of our minds. And sometimes we need help with that, and there's nothing wrong with that. I got help throughout the years. You cannot always do it on your own. It's okay. And in fact, it's going to expedite. No matter what you want to try to achieve in life, learning from those who are coming back is the best advice I can give you. You know? Yeah, we're all trying to figure it out. Nobody has figured it out.
Yeah,
We're
and
all,
everyone is a child in their own life, right? Because we figuring out today, I'm figuring out for my first day in my life.
yeah,
So we never know what's come to my side.
Every day is an opportunity. That's the biggest
yep,
thing.
100%.
Anyways, thank you
Irfan,
so
do you
much.
want to add anything?
No, that's pretty much it. I'm so glad that Lizzy jumped on the call with us to share her insights as well. Massive value. I got some notes down as well. Super thankful for you for showing
For
up.
parenting?
Thank
For parenting, yeah. I have like 6, 7 years more to go. So
Hey,
I'm
don't be a kid. You're not 18 years old, right?
you. Right.
Anyways, Lizzie, thank you so much today for your time. And I really hope the audience took some massive value from the podcast today. This is our second episode, and we're just going to keep it coming. And down the track, we'll try to get Lizzie on for another chat. Talk about a different topic because we can't discuss everything on this episode as well because there's so much knowledge because she's a reader. She reads a lot of books. When she's walking on the Stairmaster, she's reading. She's not scrolling. So that's the power. There's so much insights and information in this lady's brain and we need to get it out somehow. So, but she's sharing it. Follow her page as well, Lizzy Batat. That's her name. And just follow and just engage with her posts and because they are truly valuable. She's like I do use like effects and all that, but she's very open. She just takes out the phone and just speaks to the camera and she's
Yeah,
very
that's
natural
the
about
easiest
it.
way that's the easiest way you can do. As a content creator, I would say, Lizzie, thanks for talking those kind of things.
Yeah,
We need
exactly.
this. We
Thank
need
you.
to cut the noise. There's so many fluff
Yeah,
on social
true.
media.
Yeah, let's connect and evolve together. We can always learn from each other, but I appreciate your kind words. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and have a nice day. You came. I know it's yesterday for you, so US tomorrow is ours today.
Yeah,
So
Enjoy your Wednesday.
yeah,
yeah.
enjoy
Thank
your
you.
Tuesday.
Much after this amazing session. I appreciate you both so much. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, keep in touch, and thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you
See
so
you.
much.
Yeah,
Bye.
see ya.